Hey, how's it going, y'all? My name is Nick Schaefer, and today I'm going to be explaining to you why you should donate to the American Heart Association. So, founded in Chicago, Illinois in 1924, the American Heart Association and the American Stroke Organization have roughly donated $4.6 billion worth of money towards research and development for heart disease and strokes. Some of you might already know this, but heart disease is the #1 cause of death in the world, not just the United States. And since I started this video, one person has already died from coronary artery disease. That's one person every 36 seconds. And that is 1 in every 4 deaths that occur each year. So I know this is gonna sound a little bit morbid, but based on that information provided by the CDC and the American Heart Association, that is most likely the way that I'm going to die. Not only because of those numbers, but heart disease actually runs in my family. Personally, my grandfather passed away from a heart attack right before I was born. And more recently, my aunt just passed away from a very rare blood disease. It is also safe to say, based on those numbers, that you or somebody you know, as far as like family or friends, have been affected by heart disease. Every single year, heart disease roughly costs America $363 billion. That is taken into account healthcare costs, loss of production costs, and stuff like that. Yet the American Heart Association only donates roughly $300,000 a year for research and development towards heart disease. Now, compared to how much heart disease costs America every single year, you might think, wow, that really doesn't do anything at all. But in the last roughly 100 years, the American Heart Association has made some huge steps and coming closer to shrinking that number of deaths down every single year. Some of the notable things that the American Heart Association has done in the last 100 years. In 1956, funding that was provided by the American Heart Association was used to develop the first defibrillator, which resuscitated the first person's life back in 1956. Recently discovered in 2008, funding that was provided by the American Heart Association helped Dr. Gordon Uwe discover that good quality chest compressions were the only thing necessary to keeping a person alive during CPR. He said that keeping blood circulating to the vital organs was more important than mouth to mouth, and good quality chest compressions were the only thing a person would need to do if someone were to suddenly collapse. 2009, the American Heart Association helped the passage of the Family Smoking Prevention and Tobacco Control Act. What this did was banned candy-flavored cigarettes, which I know how some of y'all feel about that. It also banned the use of billboards within school zones and made the warning labels larger on tobacco products. So again, yes, $300,000 a year does not sound like that much money towards heart disease, but they are the leading nonprofit organization that is fighting heart disease and provide the most money every single year towards research and development. So because of their history and how they began, this makes the American Heart Association and the American Stroke Association one of, if not the most reliable organization that's donating money towards research and development for heart disease. Now, I will also note again that since I started this video 4 minutes ago, somebody has passed away from a stroke. I mentioned earlier, the American Heart Association is also the American Stroke Organization, and together they help raise money for research and development to help reduce the risk of dying from a stroke. Research that eventually discovered what we know today as FAST, which is the way of spotting a stroke, which is face drooping, arm weakness, slurred speech, and time to call 911. That research was funded by the American Stroke Organization. 1 in every 6 cardiovascular deaths is because of a stroke. So the main goal of the American Heart Association and the American Stroke Association is to eventually find a cure for heart disease. And this is very hard because there are many things that you have to take into account when trying to prevent heart disease. Sometimes it's just inevitable, and if it runs in your family, it just greatens your chances of having heart disease or passing away from heart disease. There are many things you can do to help prevent heart disease by not smoking and staying fit and stuff like that. And they're trying to promote other ways along with those same ways to help lower your risk of passing away from heart disease. Research today that has been conducted by doctors across the country and across the world that was funded by the American Heart Association and the American Stroke Association has saved the lives of thousands of people, and in general just makes the world more aware of how serious this is and how that someday this could affect you or somebody you know. So the one thing we have to look forward to is that every single day there is money being funded by the American Heart and the American Stroke Associations to fund research and development, getting us closer to eventually reaching that end goal of finding a cure for heart disease so that nobody is affected eventually. So that is something that with time, hopefully we learn more. And I mean, what we've done in the last 100 years and the last 10 years with the technology that we have now has saved the lives of thousands of people. Hopefully with time, this all lowers, my chance and your chance and anybody else's chance of being affected by heart disease. And this research and everything could help save one of our lives someday. So the American Heart Association and the American Stroke Association overall have donated hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last 100 years. To help get closer to reach their goal, to provide people with information that could save their lives, especially in the last 10 years with the amount of technology that we've been able to discover and create that has increased their research and development tenfold. And hopefully in the next 10 years, we'll get even closer to not having to worry about heart attacks anymore, not having to worry about heart disease or strokes, or even if we still have to worry about it, our risk of passing away from it is a lot lower because of the research and development that they've made, and it all started 100 years ago. I talked with you guys today about how much heart disease affects the world, how it has possibly affected some of you guys in this class as well as myself, and how the American Heart Association has been trying to find a cure for heart disease. One of the things that I found extremely helpful is that right on their website, they have a make a donation tab. So you can just go to their website, www.heart.org or www.stroke.org, and they have a donation tab. You can go right there, put in the amount, put in the information, and your donation is complete. Another thing that I also found very helpful is they also have an invoice of how much they have spent that previous year, on what costs and where that money is going that you're actually donating, and how much money they received. They have everything from 2021 and previous. So that was also very helpful for me too, because I also, want to know what my money is going towards, and where I'm donating and how is it helping people. So that's something I found extremely helpful while looking through their website. They have a bunch of other information there too that you can find. I got all of my information for this video from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, as well as the CDC. So I hope you guys learned something today, and I hope you guys have a good one.